to In the Public Interest. I am your host, Beanie Stansberry. You're watching on WPHY and you're listening on WIMG, your Stellar Award winning station. Across from me, I have the most beautiful person. She taught me a meditation that I've been telling everybody under the sun. And Miss Aza Williams, I am so excited to have you here again. At the beginning of your journey for this year, I remember the last time we spoke, you spoke about going away again and taking a journey around. And this is the beginning of it. So I'm excited.
Yes.
Hi, Miss Aza.
Hi, Beanie.
How are you?
Awesome.
Awesome.
I'm just blown away by all of this.
Really?
And so grateful. Yes, yes. Because originally when I spoke with you in November, I was looking to perhaps get this interview in January so I could start the journey at home, because I believe charity starts at home.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think that I have a profound message that I am the vehicle to carry out into the world. And I just wanted to start right here in Trenton, New Jersey.
Well, let me tell you, you started with me in November. You gave me a beautiful meditation that I have been sharing with everyone. So I want you to start there. Let's start with that meditation that you gave me.
Okay. This is a biblical text, a very profound, sweet message. It comes from Psalms 46, verse 10. And as a mantra for meditating, you just simply drop off a word at the end. The verse says, "Be still and know that I am God." Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I. Be still and know that. Be still and know. Be still. Be. And I truly believe that that is all that's required of us, because we seem to think that it is this body, mind, ego, human being that is living us, but it's an invisible essence that breath life into all of life. And if we can be with life, then we'll find more of spirit resonating through our lives in all aspects: mind, body, health, finances, romance, everything.
When you said romance, and our producer just smiled. She was like, hey, let me write that down. But it's true to just be.
Yes.
Just be. Well, when you gave me that meditation, I am still sharing with as many people as possible, so I wrote it down. And I wrote it the way that you gave it to me. And each line became a line of its own until you just got to be. And then you said to me, Vinny, how many lines is that? And I said 8. And what did you tell me about the number 8?
Because I play with numbers, the number 8 is a powerhouse number. It's 2 full circles, above and below. And so as above, so it is below. It represents build or destroy, because you can take information, you can take knowledge, you can take understanding of something, and you can either build with it or destroy. But if you put it on its side, it represents infinity. And infinity is the core of life itself. Nothing ever gets lost. It just gets continued into another form, another process, another shape, another time. And each circle is just the weaving in the ebb and flow of life. Just going here, going there, just moving, moving. And that's what life is. Life is perpetual motion. And we're simply asked to be with life, be in life, be alive. And meditation can bring that resonance of joy and surrender so that one simply can be.
I'm going to give you a short testimony. I was having a moment a large moment. It wasn't a little moment at all. And a lot of bad things just kept coming to my head. A lot of things in my past of not feeling like I am enough, not feeling like I was complete. Again, no longer feeling like I was beautiful. And I took a minute and I breathed. I took a deep breath. And instantly I could hear, "Be still and know that I am God." And then I took deep breaths. And as I got to be, I began to cry. And I began to realize that He's just telling me to be in Him, trusting. Let that stuff go from the past and be in today. Be into who you are now, who I'm shaping you to be. And I cried some more. And then the next morning, which I very rarely on a Tuesday go on Facebook first thing in the morning. At home, I normally, because I have to go on it when I come to work, and I'm not a big Facebooker. I will go on, but not a lot. So this morning, I just happened to go on, and one of the women, Pat Hall, I'm going to throw her name out there, threw me under the bus and told me that she wanted me to do the Beauty Girl Challenge. I don't take challenges. I never took them. But that day, after going through that meditation and having that cry, I did it because I remembered that we tend to take on so much as women, and we forget that we're beautiful, that we're wonderfully made, that we're designers originals, and we're not meant to look like the same thing. We're not meant to be robots. I'm not meant to be a size 2, nor do I want to be. And I remembered that and took the collage. I made the picture and felt empowered the second I hit send. Not the minute, not 2 minutes later, but simultaneously as I hit the send button. And then I heard, "This is why you need to be in me."
Oh.
So all I could do is smile. I thank you so much for that meditation. And I've been trying to tell it to everybody under the sun.
Thank you.
Under the sun. What made you want to go into meditating and finding peace within?
Well, as a child, I was neurotic. I was a basket case. And I've always believed in the divine. I've always believed that God wanted us to embrace Him, embrace life, and really live from a place of beauty and love. And 4 years ago, I was like really going through post-traumatic stress. I'm a veteran of 10 years, and I had an incident in the military that after years, when it hit me, it almost drove me crazy. And at the same time, I was introduced to a meditation teacher who suggested, Andrew Cohen, that I should come to one of his retreats and learn to meditate. So I began to study with a couple of his teachers 4 years ago, and I have been studying with them and meditating as a practice of my lifestyle since then. And I have this sense of coming to wholeness.
Now, you are going to do something we're going to talk about on the other end. You went and traveled in a very unique way all around. And when we come back from break, we're going to talk about it because you are about to do that again, right?
Yes.
So are you born and raised here in the city of Trenton?
Asbury Park, New Jersey.
Asbury
born and
Park?
raised.
Okay. But a lot of your family lives here.
Yes, they started migrating here, I would say probably the late 40s.
So give them a shout out because I love your sister.
Thank you.
Absolutely. She is the Queen Mercer, senior Queen Mercer, and I think you should give her a shout out.
All
Love
right,
her.
Nancy, Barbara, Paulette, Rosemary, Billy, Lois, Chuck, my brother, and my mother of 104. Mom, I love you.
What is your mom's name?
Elsie Saunders.
All right. Big shout out to
Yeah.
her. 104.
104, the 30th of this month.
The 30th of this month. To God be the glory.
Yes, indeed. And to my little great-grandniece, Alana, who had appendectomy surgery today. I love you, baby.
Aw. So when we come back, we're going to talk about this journey that you're going to do and that you've already taken.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Asa. We'll be right back.
Let me get a McPick 2. You know what to do, get a McPick 2.
Get ready, because Mickey D's new McPick 2 menu's value for you. Now you can mix and match two delicious tastes for just $2. Pair new cheesy mozzarella sticks with a juicy McDouble burger, or mix it up with small golden fries and a mouth-watering McChicken sandwich. Only $2 for any two. Head into McDonald's today and let them hear you say,
Let me get a McPick 2. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Prices and participation may vary. For a limited time, price of single item posted on menu board.
You answered all your emails by noon. Get a freshly prepared Egg McMuffin. Actually left work on time? Then get yourself a savory sausage McMuffin with egg. You saw the weirdest midnight movie. Well, get a delicious sausage burrito. With McDonald's all-day breakfast menu, you can get delectable breakfast tastes anytime. Egg McMuffin, hotcakes and sausage and more. It's time to start enjoying the breakfast you love whenever you want. Just listen to a radio commercial? Get some golden hash browns. McDonald's all-day breakfast menu varies by location.
And welcome back to In the Public Interest. I am your host, Beanie Stansberry, and across from me is Ms. Aza Williams. Your name is unique, too. Let's talk about that. A-Z-A, Aza. Explain that to me.
When I was young, I grew up in a family where we read the Bible 6 days a week, minus the seventh, because we was in church reading the Bible. And so I've always felt a connection to God. And my sister was a part of this group called the 5%ers. And they worked with numbers and letters, and the letters were very symbolic. So in 75, something stirred me to change my name. Now, God only knows what it was, but I did it. And I'm very glad that I did it because my name grows me. So I took the letter A, which is symbolic to Allah, but not necessarily the deity in and of itself, but the physical aspects of man, the 5 points. So Allah is spelled A-L-L-A-H, symbolically an arm, leg, arm, head. And when I was coming up, I didn't believe that you could love God and not love your neighbors. So my name, A, then there's a Z, it's connecting the two A's in my name. And Z is kind of like zigzag because that's what we do with life. We move through it, you know. We kind of like duck and dodge and uphill and in the valleys. So connecting the two A's is to keep me in the loop of knowing, as you talked about earlier, remembering our relationship to God. So my name is a reminder that in order to love God, I have to love myself and man. And in loving man, I am manifesting a love of God. And it comes full circle. A-Z-A.
I absolutely love that. I do. I admire you because you did something that I wouldn't have never done. In the age of no technology, there were no cell phones. You decided that you just wanted to travel, hitchhiking, and one of the roughest times ever. And you said something that was unique to me, and you said you realized that people are not as bad as everyone make them out to be.
How true.
So talk about your first journey without modern technology that you decided, I'm going to just go.
Yeah. Again, that thought that, you know, you start at home first. I knew that I wanted to see as much of the world as possible. And I thought I should start at home first, which is the United States of America. So I called around to airlines, Amtrak, and it was a very expensive journey and very short-lived. Like you can go on Amtrak for 30 days. How can you see anything in 30
Right.
days? So I decided that I would hitchhike. So I got my backpack and my gear, my little tent and everything, and proceeded. My sister Barbara, dropped me off at the Bordentown truck stop, and I began hitchhiking throughout the United States, and I have been to all 50 states. It was a wonderful, wonderful journey, and to tell you the truth, I would do it now in an instant. The lives that I was touched by, young and old, and people that would never pick up hitchhikers, and people going 60 miles out of the way just because we were both in good company. And being nourished, being fed, being housed. Even though there were occasions I slept under bushes and things like that. Thank God it was not burning, but
The burning bush. Yes, thank God. But thank God he was still protecting you.
yes.
What year did you do that?
1995, and I was 45.
You were 45 years old, and you
Hitchhiking.
decided to say, let me take on the world hitchhiking.
Hitchhiking.
Now, you said, and I asked you, how did you survive during that time? And you was like, people just took to you and would offer you a job and a place to stay. Why do you think that was?
Because believe it or not, we're all godly, and God is love. It's a very simple mathematics. It's our nature. It's very drawing to do for others. We always want to do. We always want to be of support and service to another human being. It's our natural state of being. That's who we are.
Now, you just celebrated a birthday not that long ago, and you're about to take on and do it again.
Yes.
Would you like to tell everyone your age? Because you really don't look it.
Yeah. Well, in June the 19th, I was 65.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You really, I'm telling you, for those that are listening on the radio to look at her, you can't even tell she's 65. You would really think she was, if she's in her early 50s. So to God be the glory.
Yes, indeed.
To God be the glory. Living peacefully helps.
Yes.
Now, you said you're going to do this journey again
Yes. One more time.
at age 65.
Yes. Ooh.
But
Yeah.
I'm
now that you mention it, yeah.
but I'm grateful that this time you have modern technology.
Yes.
So you're going to do a blog about it.
Yes. The blog is in the making by Capital Copy. Dean is putting that together for me, and we'll monitor it actually, because I'm only doing this because people are asking. Otherwise, there would be no blogging, no Facebook, no Twitter, no journals, no tape recorders, absolutely none of that, because life is about living. But I will do this time.
Well, some of us would like to live vicariously through your life and may not have enough heart to travel the world in that type of manner. And then it's our way of just checking in on you
Yes.
and sending out prayers and enjoying your love as you are experiencing it.
Yes, and vicariously, I think that you will be right there, because you will see firsthand how beautiful the United States of America and its people truly are.
Now, when you did that the first time, what made you want to do it? Like you just said, you said, I want to see the 50 states, but there were things going on in your life that you just really walked away from. What made you say, oh, I don't know?
I'm
like
not a-
security. You had security.
I'm not attached to anything. I am truly a child of God. I don't have any fears about life, about changes, I don't have the coulda, woulda, shouldas in life. Life is simply what life is in the moment that it is, and we can get through whatever goes on. So, when it's the thought or the feeling comes to move, why not move on it? Why not act on it? I mean, not everyone can do that because there's other things one has to consider. But since I am strictly a single person, no husband, no partner, no children, I'm pretty much my own person all the time. So I can just get up and go.
Okay. Now, you said something that just piqued my ear. You said living life for now, and whatever we can do, whatever is happening to us, we can get through it.
Yes.
What do you mean by we can get through it?
I have a life with a history of a lot of pain. a lot, from sibling rivalry, being bullied from kindergarten to the 6th grade, being inappropriately touched and talked to by grown men as a child. Even within my own home, the sternness of my father was just totally overwhelming. I was incarcerated when I was 15, gave birth to a son that I never got to parent, was abused in the military, abused as an adult by big grown men because they didn't like my philosophy in life. But every story that was horrendous, they all have beautiful endings. Beautiful. Because I don't hold pain and suffering. I don't believe that I'm a victim of life. I believe that life is an adventure and it is to be experienced, and that I can hold that experience as something painful and devastating, or I can look for the nugget, and I always look for the jewel, because I'm going to die knowing that I have lived. And I don't ever believe that God gives us anything more than we can bear. And that bearing then becomes the ball in our court. How do we choose to continue to respond to the painful event? Because we can continue to respond in pain, or we can gain something from the event. And I'm a winner.
I like that. And that winner attitude is what helped me reflect on Be Still, because I remembered, I was like, yeah. Everything in life that you go through, you're going to have your challenges. It's just how you deal with the challenges.
Yes.
And if you be still and know who he is, you'll get through.
Yes.
You have about 3 minutes. So I want you to give a piece of advice for someone that is feeling like this is too much for them. They're going through a lot of pain, turmoil, trying to keep their house afloat, but they really just want to learn how to breathe. I want you to give them a piece of advice.
One essential piece actually is to breathe, to consciously take that breath, to inhale deeply from the abdomen, from your gut and into your lungs, and exhale with everything you got. Let it out, because in that exhalation, you're just pushing some of that negativity away. And if you have a quote or a word or a memory or experience or a laughter, find that little iota of joy and hold it and see the light in it. And that light will carry you through the darkness.
When you leave, I really do want you to let us know the completes about your blog so that we can follow you here at WIMG. Okay. All right? Because we are going to follow you.
Okay.
And make sure that we are cheering you on. And then those that know the word of prayer, would you like for them to pray for you?
To a degree. I always say I'm scared of people praying for me sometimes, because we have a tendency to throw all the negative out there. Oh, God, keep her from harm and all of that, which is fine, but it's not fine with me, See the light, Say God is with her.
God is with her.
God is. God is. Keep it in God's hand and not the world's.
I have been working with change and changing the way I do things, changing the way I say things, and stop trying to speak so much negativity. But I'm so grateful to meet you. I am so grateful that we became friends.
Yes.
And there will be a lot of peace, joy, love, and happiness on this journey.
Yes, thank you.
All right, thank you, Aza, for being here.
Thank you.
I appreciate you.
You also, all of you.
Good night. This has been In the Public Interest. I was your host, Beanie Stansberry.
In the Public Interest on Trenton Talks is a program that explores different topics that are of interest to you. In the Public Interest on Trenton Talks can be heard every Tuesday night on 1300 WIMG at 6 p.m. and 6:30 p.m. and seen on WPHY 25. This is a service of WPHY Channel 25 and the Morris Broadcasting Company.